I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
And together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course.
Now we want to remind you, if you're not already a subscriber to us, we're going to want to go ahead and have you hit that button because we're going to cover videos that will help you keep healthy and fit from age 40 and on.
You bet.
And not only do we go over what helps keep you fit, but we also help you avoid the roadblocks and the things that may stop you from being healthy, like pain and disease, and we'll go over ways to help handle those things.
Right, exactly. And this is going to be one of them, what we're doing right here.
And this is what we're doing right here, and Brad, who has just turned 50, we're not going to zoom in on again, but this is very relevant to him, so.
Sure.
You want to go over the title, what today's program is about?
We want to go over people who spend a lot of time in a chair or a wheelchair for whatever reason, if it's aging process or arthritic knees or whatever it is, but they still want to get some exercise, and it's very important, especially if you spend a lot of time in the seated position. You need to get the flexibility and the circulation that is going to help your body tremendously, and it's going to help the joints and the muscles. It just goes on. So I'm going to go through a quick stretch, range of motion from head to toes, and you can do this after you do it a few times. You have it memorized, and we'll get started. Bob, before I get started, if any of these things create any pain, any sharp pain, simply do not do them.
Right,
They should feel
exactly.
comfortable. A stretch should be all you should feel with this. If one of them feels better than the other, if it makes your knee feel better, you can do more repetitions than I'm going to say. So we'll start, first of all, taking a deep breath because you need that oxygen in your blood to exercise and to think. So fill up those lungs 3 times and let it out. And there's 2, you can do it 3 or more times, and we're going to start now with the head, and we're going to say yes. So it's up and down, just saying yes. And with this one, it's probably a little more important to make sure you look up towards the ceiling. It should create no pain. If you get dizziness or lightheadedness, do not do this. Otherwise, you can do this 3 times, and then look right and then to the left. And you can give a little extra stretch with this one. This one I see with people 60 or 70 and over. I don't know about you, Bob, but you just see this range of motion really cuts down quick, it seems like. I'm not sure why, but it does. And then we can do circles with our head to the right and then to the left. And we're going to work our way down to the shoulders. I like starting out with shoulder circles. Now, in a wheelchair, the chair gets in your way, so if you can, if you're strong enough, you're going to come forward and work those so you have some room to work with, okay? Then we're going to go out to the side, like you're going to flap your arms like a wing, and you're going to go as high as you can. And some people may get up to here. A lot of people, especially if they're older,
When
get
you're
out
coming
to
up,
there.
a lot of times you want to go thumb up.
Sure.
It just
yeah.
clears the shoulder.
And you can experiment with that, but usually thumb up gives you a little more gap in your shoulder joint. Okay, and then straight up in front of you, we call this flexion, and you're going to go up and down like this. Now, everyone's going to vary. Now, I have a number of people, they can do this, and one arm only goes up to here because of a past injury. Sometimes if you have a CVA or a stroke, you might have, this one will be weak, so you take the other hand, grasp them together, and let the strong one help the weak one. Go up and down with that 3 to 5 times, okay? And if you can do shoulder circles, that's a nice way to get some range of motion in all planes of the shoulder, forward and backwards. Sometimes it's easier in front, whatever works for you. Then we're going to go on to the elbow. On this, you can keep them resting. If you're in a wheelchair on your armrest, might work, or you may have to go off to the side and try and stretch that elbow out as straight as you can. And up to here, you can do both at the same time. If you have one elbow that's stiff for whatever reason, use the other one to help. Pull it in here and stretch it out. You want to try and maintain full range of motion if possible. Again, no sharp pain if you do avoid that range of motion. Then we're going to go on to the forearms. Palms up, palms down. Up and down like that. Work our way to the wrist. I like to do the wrist like this. It works real well. Flexion and extension, we call that. You can give a little overpressure on extension with your fingers like this and like that, because a lot of times our hands get tighter and tighter with age in that direction. And then work those fingers. Okay, if you have 1 or 2 fingers that are tight with arthritis for whatever reason, you can work just on that one finger bring it down and try and get full range of motion. As long as you're not creating sharp pain, you can work that, and work both hands, any fingers that you need, and then work the circles. Circles both ways, okay? Now we're gonna go, we did the head, the neck, the shoulders, the arms, we're already down to here, we wanna work the trunk. In a seated position, if you can use your armrest and try to turn this way, and this gets kind of hard for some people, particularly if you had some problems or you're just, you know, your body's not strong enough, but you can use your hands to stretch, like you're gonna look behind you, and then you're gonna go the other way and stretch, and stretch, and stretch it 3 times, relax and breathe a little bit if you need a rest in here. We're going down to the hips is next. You're really restricted in the chair, but there's some things you can do, and one is, I just call marching. Bring the knees up as high as you can, and there's absolutely nothing wrong. I would like you to do it. Pull it up and grab your knee if you can, and pull it up a little more to get more of a stretch in that hip, okay? Do both sides at least 3 times, get that stretch in, and this will work more strengthening without the help, and if you do that, it'll work more passive range of motion or just stretching those tissues. Now we're going to go to the knees, and these are simply, if you can kick up like this and down, working the knee joints. If you got arthritis in those knees, you want to keep the range there, and this is going to help the synovial fluid, that natural lubrication in the knee joint, to keep it involved and get that full range of motion. And you can, if you have one weak leg, you can take your strong leg underneath and work it that way, and you work both legs that way a little bit, and the weaker one will get strength or more range than it would otherwise. Okay, make sure you do both legs. And then of course we want to finish with the ankles and the toes. And I start with dorsiflexion and plantar flexion, emphasizing the dorsiflexion, or in other words, pulling your toes up to your nose and down. Feel that stretch in those calf muscles. They're typically the ones that will tighten up on people. So emphasize that. And then we're going to do circles with your toes. And what I tell people is, imagine there's a piece of chalk on your big toe and you're trying to draw a circle on a chalkboard. You go either direction, and if you're real creative, you can make A, B, C, or, you know, make your son's or daughter's name on there, whatever it does to make the exercise a little more enjoyable. And after that, you're done, you're going to feel better, the circulation is going to be there, you're going to be more awake, and the day is going to go much better. So what do you say, Bob? Did I miss anything?
I think we're good.
All right, say no more.
Thanks a lot.